Hello everyone, Tyler King here with a new episode of New Review. Today I wanted to do a review and discussion about the new David Bowie live album, Look at the Moon, Live Phoenix Festival 97. So in case you couldn't tell by the title, this is a complete show live recording of his set at the Phoenix Festival in 1997 in support of the Earthling album. It is a triple LP, so opened like so, bam, and then opened again. So here's the whole beautiful layout of it. I really do like the photography here. I think that the visual packaging is top notch. Um, It says recorded live direct from the mixing desk. So as far as the actual recording quality of it goes, top notch. This is the fourth in a series of 6 records that are being put out by his estate, dubbed Brilliant Live Adventures, which is this overview slash spotlight being put on his 90s tours. A lot of more casual Bowie fans will point at his shows in the 70s or the Serious Moonlight Tour or the Glass Spider Tour in the 80s as his career highlights, or I mean even his last tour, the Reality Tour in 2003, but a lot of emphasis has not been put on his tours in the 1990s, which I think is a shame because I think that particularly in the mid 90s, he was releasing some of the most vital material of his career, whether that be the Outside album from 95 or the Earthling album from 97. And I think that the tours for both of those albums were phenomenal. Not only was he playing a lot of new material, but the older material that he was playing wasn't necessarily what you would think to see at a Bowie show, playing songs like Repetition, the title track from Aladdin Sane, the title track from Scary Monsters, Teenage Wildlife from the Scary Monsters album, Be My Wife and Breaking Glass from the Low albums, Joe the Lion from Heroes. There was a lot of emphasis on his deeper cuts. And unfortunately, that is not the case with the Look at the Moon album. I know I set it down, I'm picking it back up again so I can look at the track listing. We get 6 songs from the Earthling album played, so I'm Afraid of Americans, Battle for Britain, 7 Years in Tibet, Looking for Satellites, Little Wonder, and Dead Man Walking. So we have 6 of the 9 songs from Earthling, which is a substantial amount from that album. There are only 9 songs on that album. What is missing is the title track, which never got played live, The Last Thing You Should Do, and Telling Lies. I I will say, I'm going to be completely upfront. This is the fourth in a series of 6. We've already gotten what I believe is going to be the 5th one put on streaming services last year, which is called Something in the Air, which is a 1999 recording from his Hours tour. I would say that next to that one, this is easily my least favorite of the ones released so far, which is a shame because Earthling is easily within my top 5 favorite Bowie albums, if not top 3. Um, I think that the performances leave a lot to be desired, and unfortunately, that's particularly evident on the Earthling cuts. I think that it opens incredibly strongly with one of the best versions of Quicksand that I've ever heard. The other standout performances to me on here are going to be Fashion. Um, I would say Stay and The Heart's Filthy Lesson. I don't think that there is a bad version of The Heart's Filthy Lesson that's ever been released. It just sounds like, I don't know, the band's not at the top of their game, which is a shame because I love this lineup. You have David Bowie, Gail Dorsey, Reeves Gabrels, Mike Garson, and Zachary Alford, which is, I mean, it's such a killer lineup. Um, there are just no, there are few versions of the performances on here that I would call revelatory or particularly strong. I will say that the version of Fame that they play here is a more beefed up version, which is appropriate given the lineup and the tour that was being done at the time. But I don't know. I'm a bit disappointed with this one, particularly, you know, paying $50 for an album, a triple album, mind you. I get that. I don't know. I feel like the Bowie estate would have chosen a recording that better shows off the power of this lineup. It makes me wonder if maybe this is the only full Earthling show that was recorded by the Bowie estate. I don't think that's the case. Um, I will say that hearing the cover of Oh Superman at the end, originally by Laurie Anderson, is pretty good, where Gail Dorsey is singing most of the lead part. That's great. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like Dead Man Walking, to me, probably the best song on the Earthling album, is shortened here by about 2 minutes. David's forgetting words part of the time. Um, yeah, and I don't have the tour dates in front of me, so I can't say for sure where this fell on the tour dates. It almost sounds like it might have been towards the end, just because of how weak a lot of the performances sound. And I know that I'm giving this album a lot of crap right now, but that's because I think that if if you're paying this much for an album, you should get a really solid live album. Like, I remember a few years ago for Record Store Day, there was another Triple Bowie live album release, Welcome to the Blackout, live in '78 for his Low End Heroes albums, that tour. And it's probably my single favorite David Bowie live recording. I think that it's phenomenal. And I just wish that that had been the case with this. It's also a little bit frustrating as a fan of Earthling because as the Brilliant Live Adventures had been advertised, it's 6 albums, and we are getting 2 albums each from each of the tours he did in the '90s. So 2 from the Outside tour, 2 from the Earthling tour, and then 2 from the Hours tour. And it really feels like we only got 1 from the Earthling tour. And the reason being is that the last one that was released was just a repressing of a obscure live CD that was given to members of the David Bowie online community in 1999. So it has 10 or 12 songs on it, and half of them are from Earthling, half of them are from Outside. So it feels more like it's 2.5 live albums from Outside and only 1.5 from Earthling. Yeah, it's just a shame that the only official live versions of some of these songs, like Dead Man Walking, um, Looking for Satellites, are kind of weak. Um, I just wish that the Earthling live album that we got was a better one. That being said, it is still David Bowie. Even his worst songs are still better than some people's best songs. Um, I don't. I've only listened to it a couple of times through so far. I can't give a numbered rating. Would I recommend this? I would for fans of '90s Bowie. I think that if you're a casual fan, it's probably not for you. but I would argue that for most of the live David Bowie recordings from the 90s that have come out so far, um, yeah, it's just I don't. It's just a shame. I know I keep saying, oh, I don't know, and this, that, and the other, because I'm really torn on it. On one hand, it is great that there is an official live document out now of the Earthling tour. On the other hand, I just wish that it had been a different one or a better one. So that being said, like I said, I can't really give it a numbered rating right now. Um, So yeah, take everything that I've said as you want to, with a grain of salt, maybe with a whole cup of salt. I don't know. Maybe you listen to this and it's your favorite David Bowie recording so far. If that's the case, I would love to hear your opinion of it in the comments below. I do have a couple other videos that I'm working on right now before I start rolling out the last of the Peter Murphy review videos. I know, it's been about 3 years since I stopped with that. They are coming, do not worry. In the meantime, though, thank you everybody for watching. If you would like to leave a comment or subscribe or like the video or share the video, that would mean the world to me. I really do appreciate all of the attention that my channel's gotten over the years. If you also want to if you also want to be in the know on my day to So that's David Bowie, Look at the Moon, Phoenix Festival, 1997. By the way, the title comes from during the outro of the Gene Genie. He yells that as you know during the instrumental bit. Look at the moon, and that's kind of a funny moment. So yeah, again, thank you everybody for watching. If you would like to leave a comment or subscribe or like the video or share it, that would mean the world to me. I really do appreciate all the positive feedback that I've gotten over the years with this channel. There is more to come. Also, if you want to keep up to date with my day-to-day, I do have an Instagram that I'm going to leave the handle of in the description box below. So until then, I am Tyler King with New Review. So it's David Bowie, Look at the Moon. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you next time.